स्मार्ट हो रहा है इंडिया, जैसे इंडिया में बना है लिस्टा स्मार्ट एलईडी टीवी विद वर्ल्ड क्लास क्लैरिटी एंड अमेजिंग फीचर्स।
What do you think is the core? What are the core values of this team?
I always say that I think we've been very lucky that somehow we've got a team that has been extremely open with one another. So whether it's our Indian girls or the overseas players, all of them have just mixed so well with one another because they've come in with no inhibitions. They've not come with any ego. They've not come with that we're from a certain country and that we have more experience, etc. All of the cultural barriers have also been surpassed, and I really appreciate how much everyone has tried to mix with one another because you can see that translate on the field as well. So I think that's something that we've been very lucky with, that the team has just come together in such a short amount of time. They've all managed to come together really well.
And one of the highlights, personally, I would say for me, is the anthem. It is very catchy.
Yeah.
One of the best anthems
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
I've heard, and I find myself humming it. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the best that to come up with, first of all. And the jersey has a lot of meaning behind it with all the everything that's put into it. So what was the idea behind the song? First of all, it just solidifies that UP, I will use the word like jo maza hai UP ka,
Yes.
that it comes in that song, and also the jersey. So what were the thoughts behind those two things?
So we had to make sure that we did justice to having the UP franchise, right? We could not disappoint the fans. We could not do a half-hearted job here. The only brief that I had given was that I wanted to encapsulate that grit of UP within the song. The other thing which I wanted to stay away from was doing a very generic anthem because the first season of WPL, women in general have had to face the most amount of questions no matter what profession it is in, right? Even today, most of the people were not confident that WPL is going to be exciting, that WPL is it going to be a slow game? So there were lots of questions being asked. So we actually intentionally kept those questions at the center of how do we answer that through our anthem, which is why we came up with Uttar Dega, right? So we wanted to say that everything that you need to know is going to be on the field, right? So whatever we stand for, we're going to show you. And I can say wholeheartedly, and I don't think anyone will disagree, that UP Warriorz has given the most exciting game so far, and we're really, really proud of that because that warrior sort of spirit is in all of our players. It's really got nothing to do with winning or losing, and that's something we all talk about a lot, is that winning or losing is sort of secondary. It's an outcome which really you have no control over, right? The more important value that we want to put out there as a warrior is that we're fighting pretty much under the last ball. And so I often joke with the players after the game is over that yet again we've taken it pretty much down to the wire, but that's what being a warrior is about, right? So you don't give up pretty much until the end.
Speaking about taking it to the last ball, it started with the first match itself. It was one of the most exciting games, and it just brought the tournament alive. That is the kind of games you need to get going basically in tournament. So apart from that, you won, of course, but what was your heartbreak like in those final overs of that match?
I think that first game that we played, it told everyone, including us, that this is what we have to expect from the team for the rest of the season, and they've lived for it. We were all actually, I think probably somewhere around the 10th or 11th over, we had all sort of were like, okay, we're not sure what's going to happen. We hadn't lost heart because it was only the first game, so it wasn't at all like, oh, oh well, we're gonna lose, it's not a good start. We were like, it's okay, whatever happens. And suddenly the entire landscape changed. We were not expecting that, to be honest. We weren't sure. Suddenly everyone was on their feet. So we were sitting, you could kind of feel that the energy had gone down in the audience, and people were still, sort of like, okay, I guess this is not gonna turn out how we'd expected. And a few balls later, everyone's on their feet. And no one has sat down pretty much until the end. So yeah, it was, probably the best start as a franchise owner that we could have hoped for.
And a word about the jersey, how the idea behind including the great Rani Lakshmibai in the jersey came up.
So even the jersey, the logo itself, the identity of the brand, when you call the franchise UP Warrior, there is no other icon that you can pick for a franchise like this, right? So every quality that we wanted to talk about in this brand has already been displayed by Rani Lakshmibai. So it would just be foolish of us to completely miss that and go for something else. We went through renditions and renditions of what could the brand identity be, and we were not happy with anything, and we kept coming back to Rani Lakshmibai. We kept coming back to that essence of, she also pretty much fought until her last breath, and she has stood for all of the values that we hope to encapsulate in this brand. So we wanted to, almost pick up on all of those values and put them into the brand identity, and that's something that we can all hope to live by in the years to come. The jersey basically followed the same. We wanted to still have her at the center of the jersey. We wanted to keep that warrior spirit alive. So I would say that she's sort of our sort of leading icon that we always come back to, even when the moments are tough, to think about how she kept going, and hopefully that will keep our players going as well.
I think they have lived throughout the tournament, they have lived up to that, and the purpose of this series I wanted to do is to give the women who want to be part of this, the showcase them that there is an opportunity, even if you are not player or coaches, there is opportunity. So what is your message for women who want to be part of this industry and they're just starting?
So, I really hope that with WPL picking up, we're gonna see a lot more talent coming in. Right from the auction, there was a part of me that felt like the representation is still not enough, whether it's at all levels, right? So I think we can use a lot more talent from women coming in. So whether it's from a team manager perspective, even within our own team, we're constantly trying to figure out how can we be more inclusive, what kind of opportunities that can we give for training. And I encourage all other leaders who are in that capacity to make that decision, that what can we do to facilitate an industry, whether it's for the men's IPL or for the women's Premier League. How can we give opportunities to the gender that has been left behind a little bit. And I think the WPL kind of will promote that more, where suddenly we're seeing a lot of the younger cricketers get this opportunity to come. We're still looking at a Parshvi or a Yashasri, and it just fills my heart with pride when I see them. So I'm sure that even on other levels of operations, whether it's on the team side, whether it's on the league side, I hope that we can actually create a more inclusive work environment, so that we can have representations of all types of people within the cricket atmosphere.
स्मार्ट हो रहा है इंडिया, जैसे इंडिया में बना एलिस्टा स्मार्ट LED TV with world class clarity and amazing features.